Hey YouTube, this is just going to be a quick vlog to kind of check in mid-eclipse season. I didn't initially plan for this channel to include a lot of vlogging, and I don't think it will include a lot, relatively speaking, but I kind of wanted to use this opportunity as a way to kind of record where I am right now in this eclipse season and use it as a record to look back as the years move forward, to kind of mark points in the astrological calendar and in my personal journey and how they intersect. One thing that I find really interesting and moving and connecting about doing this astrological work, doing tarot work, is that I feel that astrology, whether or not you think that there really are connections between the astrological calendar and your own experience, I think that astrology can be a useful way of marking different periods in your life, and that when synchronicities do occur, it kind of gives you a structure around which to look at your life journey, very similar to the tarot. Like, I think tarot can do the same thing. When you think of the Fool's Journey, it creates this archetypal structure that you can use to think about cycles in your life and to think about how your life unfolds. And so for me, I mentioned in the last vlog that the first eclipse of the season in Cancer, the partial solar eclipse, felt really powerful to me, and indeed it was, like, definitely had a clear energy of a turning point. I've been doing a lot of like inner reflection, mental work, shadow work, deep stuff, and I'm continuing to do that, but I noticed this beginning of eclipse season for me as a personal turning point where it really feels like a strong transition, and all the tarot I've been reading has been supporting that, saying that I'm going more into a sun, a period of the sun card, showing that, like, I'm getting the Judgment card a lot, like quite a lot, reversed. And so I'm reading that as like, I'm doing a lot of this internal work and making decisions about how to perceive the past and like how to reflect on events. But at the same time, things are transitioning for me, becoming more positive, and I see that reflected astrologically in Jupiter going direct in, I think there was a Venus trine or sextile of Jupiter recently, something. The sun's transition from Cancer to Leo, like a bunch of the stuff that's happening astrologically right now is really matching up with my own experience. And I think that the eclipse season for me really feels like a major hallmark transition. I did this really powerful reading a day or two ago with the Numinous Tarot, where I used a spread which I will link below. It's from Asali Earthwork, who's an amazing tarot reader of color who does great work, especially cutie pop related work. But Asali has a spread for marking initiation, and I did that spread and was so struck by the fact that the spread put me at a starting point of the Mystic of Bells, which is King of Swords in most decks, and then moving into High Priestess and moving into like a lot of this like Ace of Vials, which is Cups. So really transitioning out of, I think my 20s and a little bit my early 30s have been really public, really about communication and words and sharing, and like it may seem kind of like, well, what am I doing now, the YouTube channel? More of the same, but I think as I focus more on the spiritual side of things, as I focus more on personal practice, personal reflections, having more of like a beginner's mind set, that I'm approaching my public work not so much as like, here's how to do it, which I think I did a lot in my 20s, and more as here's the journey that I'm going through, and I want to invite you on this journey. So that's sort of what I'm trying to do now with vlogging, is to invite you on a journey. And please, like, I would love to read in the comments how astrology has lined up for you. Have you been doing any particular powerful tarot readings in this eclipse season? Does anything that I've said resonate? I would love to start a conversation, because I am just one voice, and I think the power of the collective in this work can be really immense. Cool, so I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.